Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to some big days to come, because we are entering the final stages of the transfer window, and following on, of course, from our signing of Adama Traore, we are going to be talking today about Barca's pursuit to bring in a centre forward before the deadline. Is that going to happen? We're also going to be talking about our search for a left back. Again, can we get that over the line? And there is also a big piece of news on Ousmane Dembélé, as Barca have withdrawn their contract offer, and the potential new terms on any new deal are very interesting. It's all coming up now, so let's get to it. And I do just want to say, guys, as we enter the crucial stage now of the January transfer window, please do make sure you're staying right up to date over on the Sporting app, where I'm going to be there in those final moments of the window, going through all of the rumours, going through all of the latest news in the chat, and it is a fantastic way to stay up to date. So if you follow the link down below, that will take you to the TalkFCB community, and there's also going to be some really cool new features too coming to the app soon, so make sure you're getting involved with all of that good stuff. But in terms of Barca's plans and in terms of Barca's pursuit of a centre-forward, let's start by just talking about Alvaro Morata. We know that Barca have been targeting him right throughout January. They've been trying to bring him in on a short-term loan deal. It would only be until the end of the season. Xavi wanted to go down that route in order to try and help us achieve Champions League football to bolster our attacking line. But as we said before, Atletico Madrid, who remember are the owners of Morata, he's only on loan right now at Juventus. Atleti were never going to make it easy for us. They have said right throughout January that they are not interested there in loaning Morata to Barca, and if he was going to join us, it would have to be on a permanent deal worth around 35 to 40 million euros. And I think we can all agree that Morata, maybe as a short-term option, would have been okay, would have been acceptable to come in and help us out on loan. But we are not interested in doing any permanent deal for him, even though he really wanted to join. He's been in Madrid over the past few days waiting to make this move. But Atleti did not want to strengthen a fellow top four rival, and Morata will not be joining Barca. Which means that now Barca have had to go down different routes and different avenues when it comes to a centre-forward. The latest name being linked to the club is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Arsenal. Now, let me just stress, first of all, this again is simply about a loan move until the end of the season. This would be a straight loan deal, possibly no buy option at all included in this deal. It would simply be about bringing in somebody who can maybe get a few goals and help us, like I say, with that top four push. Now, what I do also want to stress, though, is this is not the Aubameyang from years gone by. We have seen Aubameyang in Europe playing for Dortmund and indeed at Arsenal at a fantastic level, scoring so many goals. But like I say, he hasn't really been at that level anytime recently. 32 years old now. He's not enjoyed a good season both on and off the field. He's currently frozen out of Mikel Arteta's plans at Arsenal. The two of them certainly not seeing eye to eye this season, and that is why right now Arsenal are so intent on getting rid of him. But the big problem with Aubameyang is his wages. Right now at Arsenal, he is comfortably their highest earning player. He earns over 350,000 euros a week. And what I want to say straight away is Barca are not going to be picking up that tab. We have no interest, and we do not have the capabilities within our wage restrictions in La Liga. We can't take on that wage. So the only way this could happen is one of two things. Either Aubameyang drastically lowers his salary in a similar way to Adama Traore did, or if Arsenal are that keen to move him on, that keen there to get him away from their squad this season, that they pay a big majority of those wages and we pick up a lower amount. But of course, what I have to say is any deal at all, any possible deal, even for a reduced salary for Aubameyang, it would all depend on Ousmane Dembélé leaving the club. Which, of course, speaking of Dembele, there have been some really intriguing revelations in this particular saga. It's something that's dragged on the entire month, to be honest, the entire past 6 months with regard to Dembele. But over the past week, his agents have been very keen to talk with the club. His agent, Moussa Sissoko, has been in the city of Barcelona. He's been waiting and hoping to get some sort of meeting together. But the club right now, they're not in any hurry at all, because they strongly believe that Moussa Sissoko now is back in Barcelona. Barcelona. He now wants to talk to the club because they don't have offers. They do not have the offers that they were expecting to have, either to leave in January or even looking ahead to the summer. And what has happened now is that Barcelona have informed Dembele and his agent that the club's original renewal offer, which of course was still a very decent offer, we did not offer him bad terms at all, but that deal, it's gone. It's off the table. They have completely withdrawn that contract offer. And I'm so glad to hear that, because what we couldn't do here was actually keep that offer on the table. Because let's not forget, Dembele and his agents, they had a deadline. There was a clear deadline set by the club. The offer was on the table. We were happy for him to come and sign it, but they ignored that offer. They didn't even talk to the club. They didn't even acknowledge that offer. We can't now allow them to come back after maybe they didn't get what they wanted elsewhere. They met with Chelsea. Maybe Chelsea laughed at their wage demands, and now they want to come back and sign the original offer. Barça and Mattia Almani were not about to let that happen. So the club have made it very, very clear that if Dembele does maybe want to renew further down the line, if he actually wants to play again and sign a deal, then it would have to be a new contract, renegotiated on completely new terms. And the latest right now, as being reported by Gerard Romero in the Catalan media, is that the offer that Barca possibly will present Dembele with in the immediate future here is that Dembele could sign a renewal, come back in, extend that contract, which would be at a lower salary than he currently earns, but there would be a 10 million release clause this coming summer. So what that would basically mean is that Dembele there would reduce his salary, which would help the club, but in turn, we would allow Dembele to play. He would not be sent to the stands there for the rest of the season. He would come back into the squad and therefore still be in decent condition for his next club. And what it would also mean is that come the summer, he would not leave for nothing and we would receive a small, it would still be small, transfer fee of 10 million euros. But let's wait and see what happens, because right now, like I say, Dembele and his agent, I'm sure, they're probably panicking because I think they would have expected more interest than we've had, because obviously he's there. Somebody can come in and take him right now. A club out there who's desperate, who needs signings, there's plenty of them, but we've had no offers whatsoever to take on Dembele, and that is why right now the club has said, we're taking back that original deal. If you want to sign a new one, we will renegotiate, and let's see what happens in these final days. However, what I would also very much like to point out, as many of you guys are saying, and rightly so, it's not all about attack here. It's not all about signing a forward, about signing a winger, about scoring goals and goals and goals. What we also still need to do, let's not forget here, is bring in possibly a defender, strengthen that back line, or bring in some cover in some way. And Barca have been very, very keen this January to bring in a left back. But is that going to happen? Nicolas Tagliafico, we know, has been heavily linked with the club from Ajax again. He was very, very open to this move. He wanted to make it happen. But right now it's looking difficult, because as we know, Barca only wanted again that loan deal until the end of the season, some cover to come in, help us out in our squad, but only in the short term. Whereas Ajax have stood very, very firm on the fact that no, if he's going to leave, if we're going to let Tagliafico leave, it is going to have to be on a permanent deal, and they wanted around 7 million euros. That was the fee that has been rumoured in the media. Now, there were also some talks going around that maybe Barca, in return, if they were able to loan Tagliafico, would actually then loan Alejandro Balde in the other direction. Maybe there he could go on loan and play at Ajax, and that would also be a very, very useful move for the player. But apparently Ajax may not have been too convinced by that option, and negotiations over the past few days, they've just really come to a standstill. And I wouldn't really call this deal dead in the water, not yet. I don't think it's completely well and truly done, but there is still that big gap between the two clubs. Barca just want the loan deal. We just want 6 months here of Tagliafico coming in. But Ajax, if they are to let him go, they seem to want that permanent move. And indeed, on that left-back option, what I do just want to clear up here, along with Tagliafico, we have also heard plenty of links as maybe another option in that area for Alejandro Grimaldo, of course, the former Barcelona B left-back and indeed Barcelona B captain for a long, long time in our youth setup. Now, he's often been linked, as we know, with a return to Barcelona, and I always seem to say it about Grimaldo, but I'm just so surprised that through all of these years, he's yet to make that really big move. You know, he's still out there at Benfica. He's doing very well there. You know, Benfica themselves are doing well, but he's 26 years old now, and I think he's still waiting for that big break that he was hoping for. And again, Barca were looking at him as a potential option maybe until the end of the season, maybe even further, maybe a more long-term option perhaps as a replacement for Jordi Alba. But here is the problem, that in January, Benfica, they're just not interested. We have really tried there, asked questions about Grimaldo, but they have no intention of letting him go. They, of course, are still in the Champions League. We know that only too well. They are there at our expense, and for that reason, they have no interest in his January exit. They've said that in the summer, things will be different. They will be open then to talking about it, but we're going to have to wait and see. That come the summer, it is a position that Barca will definitely sign a player, but will Grimaldo still be towards the front of that queue? And so indeed, guys, right now, that is the latest when it comes to our transfer window. And as we do count down now to that all-important deadline, we have got, of course, Adama Traore, which is great news through the door there, bolstering our options and giving Xavi a very unique option in those wider areas. Can we still get a centre-forward? If we could, who would you like to see come in? Would it be Aubameyang? Would it be somebody else? Perhaps there, Lucas Boye from Elche has also been linked to Barca, but there haven't been too many concrete rumours surrounding him right now. And of course at left back, do you hold out any hope at all that we could bring in some cover this month? Let me know, of course, all of your thoughts and your preferences down below. I hope to see you soon as well over on the Sporting app in the TalkFCB chat. Thank you as always, guys, for watching and for getting involved. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.